All right, going to be doing some Patreon requests today, and our first one comes from Major Mercury, who asked me to do a Mass Effect Warhammer 40k crossover. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the second tier, that'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, let's get started with the video. So, this, like I said, this is a Warhammer Mass Effect crossover. So the story begins in, it's just, I guess you would say if this was where in the games we are, this would be somewhere nebulously in Mass Effect 2. So essentially what it is that the Normandy gets a distress call from a nearby colony, and they're just saying they're getting wiped out. Like, they are getting slaughtered by an unknown enemy. Like, these guys are moving fast. They are getting, they're just getting terrorized. And they, then the message cuts out, and Shepard is just like, all right, we're going to go down there, and we're going to go find out what's going on over there. So they change course, head over to this planet, and already, like, something's up. Like, something doesn't feel right, because, like, if it was anything, like, they basically would have, they basically would have said, is it the Geth? Is it, like, you know, Reapers? Or even, like, if it was pirates or something. Like, they, the colonists would have said something, but all they said was unknown hostile. And they're just like, well, maybe it's a new threat, maybe it's Cerberus, maybe it's something else. Who really knows? The only way we know is if we go down there. So Shepard lands with Miranda and Grunt. So Miranda, Grunt, and Shepard are go down to the planet, and they're just kind of like looking around, and the colony is just absolutely destroyed. It is torn to pieces. But the thing of it is it doesn't feel like a Geth attack. It doesn't feel anything like that. It doesn't feel like your normal raid. Here, they're examining all the attacks, and it doesn't look like your typical plasma fire. There's also, like, Miranda, Grunt, and Shepard all, they put together that this doesn't fit a Geth attack. Like, this, the Geth move in, like, as a heavy force. This was precise and fast. Whoever it was, these guys, judging by the footfall and also, like, the type of weaponry that was probably used, this was more like a raiding party than it was like a open attack of war, an open declaration of war. And Grunt's just like, so it was pirates. And Miranda's like, I mean, it's possible, but, like, this doesn't feel like, if it was pirates, we'd see bodies. Where are the bodies? And that's like Shepard, Grunt, like, they all have that moment of, oh, she's right. Where are the bodies? Like, maybe Shepard puts out the point of, like, maybe it was slavery. You think it's, like, kidnapping or something? Or could it be the Reapers converting them or something of that degree? He's like, this doesn't feel like Reaper. This doesn't feel right. Like, none of this feels, like, natural. And sure enough, that's when the Normandy suddenly, like, radios in. Like, Joker calls us, like, hey, we got something on our scanner, and it's not, we don't know what it is. And it starts to decloak, and it's like, this thing has fucking cloaking technology, and there it is, a Dark Eldar ship. And they already, like, are, like, speaking in a language that they don't understand. And they're like, this doesn't match, and, like, they're showing Shepard and the ground team images of what the Normandy is seeing, and they're like, that doesn't match any ship in the galaxy. Like, no ship has that design. And that's when the attack just happens. The Dark Eldar, the Drukhari ship, opens fire on the Normandy, and the Normandy just gets blasted. Doesn't, like, the shields hold up, but it's like, that was what the hell was that? So Joker's like, what do I do? I can't leave you guys behind. And Shepard's like, get out of there. If you don't know how to fight this ship, we don't know its weapons capability. Just go, drive. Just go. Just see if you can outrun it, and then like we'll figure out something. So Joker's like, I can't leave you guys behind, and Shepard is like, that's an order. Save everyone else on that ship. So Normandy just flies out of there, and the Drakari ship doesn't follow immediately. It like turns around and goes back to the planet. So Miranda's like, so now we're dealing with an unknown threat, and we who would these guys be? Are they like new kinds of Reapers or something? He's like, I don't know, but I don't want to be here. Shepard's like, I don't know, but I don't want to I don't want to encounter something I don't know. And Grunt's like, well, it's going to be fun to crack their. It's going to be fun because I like new challenge. I accept it, and that's when they get ambushed. This time the Drakari are here. They're on their speeders. They're moving fast. So immediately Shepard, Miranda, and Grunt they take cover and start opening fire on them. And again, they don't know this language. Their translators aren't picking it up. That's why it's so hard, because this is this is Eldari language. It isn't registered in the translators that each of the members of Normandy have, so that's why it's not registering them. It's an unknown language they're speaking. But the one thing that they are noticing is they're laughing. This is fun to these Drakari. So they start opening fire back on them. And Miranda makes a joke. I thought we were it was a new species. I was kind of hoping for peaceful contact. And Shepard's like, we can negotiate peace after we blow a few holes in them. And Grunt's like, my man. So Drakari come in, and they actually they blast Shepard. His armor does hold in the impact and deal with it, but they do capture Miranda and Grunt and take off. So they think Shepard's dead. Shepard gets back up, and he's like, nope, they ain't get it. You don't take my crew and get away with it. So Shepard proceeds to follow them, and he follows the tracks back to the Dark Eldar camp. They've made a camp, and sure enough, they're already doing horrible things to because they did capture the colony, and Shepard is seeing all these horrible creations that the Dark Eldar are doing, and he hears some of them arguing. Now, if this was a movie or something, we'd cut over to the Dark Eldar and it would be in their language, we'd understand it. And they're basically arguing is this what they're arguing to their commanding officers, is this what we're going to do? When we flew into the warp to get away from the Monkai, we assumed that it was gonna we were gonna find a way to get back to Kamara, but no, it's we don't know what these things are. These are Monkai, but that thing, and also the other the female Monkai, we don't know what kind of enhancement she has, and I don't even know what that toad thing is. And it's well, cut it up, see what it is, and and that's when the Dark Eldar are did we end up in another universe? Did the warp, when we flew into the warp trying to get back to Kamara, did it spit us out in a different universe? And they're like, if it did, same as always, what's to stop us now? And also, if it is a different universe, that means our souls will be intact. She who thirsts isn't going to feed on us. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? We get to be what we always wanted, and without, oversight. This is going to be great. But sure enough, Shepard breaks in. He starts taking out Dark Eldar left and right. But the first time he fights a Drakari, he realizes of how mismatched that is in a full-on fight. The Dark Eldar, remember, they're still Eldari. They're still incredibly fast. They're faster and stronger than humans. And even with all of his N7 training, Shepard is still oh, Jesus, these guys are good. In fact, he barely gets the locks off of what the Dark Eldar were trying to do to Grunt and Miranda. It was just experiment and see what what makes them tick. They fight their way out of the camp, and sure enough, by that point, the Normandy has come back, and this time they actually are dueling the ship, and Joker gets a one-up on him, blows the ship up, and that's when Shepard is like, he tells the remaining Dark Eldar, like, your ship's gone, you said, surrender and we'll show leniency, and the Dark Eldar are like, you know what we are? No. So they fire back, Shepard, Grunt, and Miranda take out the rest, and they free what's... Then they have a quandary, of another great quandary to go over. That being that, the colonists that were alive are now horrible mutated creatures, and Miranda is like, I don't know if we can help them. Like, I mean, it's possible maybe we can give Morden or something, but I don't know if these guys will have lives. But killing them seems wrong. And Grunt is like, I think we should put them out of their misery, personally. So Shepard makes the decision. He just looks at him and is like, there's no life these people can have. So they proceed. They're like, maybe we can find a way for them to... and then they're just like, one person says, just kill us. Just kill us. And that's what Shepard and the others proceed to do. And when they get back to the ship, they're like, what happened to the colonists? It's like, no survivors. But now they have to be like, whoever these people are, like whatever those creatures were, could there be more of them out there? So there you go. Anyway, that is the Mass Effect Warhammer crossover. I want to thank Major Mercury for this Patreon request, as well as continued patronage. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time, the Multiverse.